All right, y'all, what's going on? It's Combo Breaker 99. I am back with another video. All right, y'all, so I just wanted to jump on here and do some post-fight discussion videos for, I got a lot of fights, but I wanted to start with a couple of the fights that I enjoyed this past weekend, going back from BELLATOR last night, so I mean, there was a lot of fights this weekend, a lot going on, and there's a few of them I want to go back and just kind of break down as well and just discuss, but I wanted to start with the fights that I thought were the most entertaining. All right. And shout out to BELLATOR. They had 2 cards back to back, Friday and Saturday. But Saturday we had some good flyweight fights, and I was expecting action from these ladies, pretty much everybody that was on this card. Solid card, solid card Saturday. But yeah, the prelims was on point. I did a couple fight companions in between the UFC Fight Night card. But yeah, the fights deliver, man. But this one here between Bruna Ellen and Ilara Joanne, I was looking forward to this fight here because, I know both of these fighters, they have pretty good stand-up. Joanne, she's an action-packed fighter. She can bring it to you on the ground. She has some power in them hands. She'll let combinations go. Just enough, like a little bit of recklessness in her that makes her fights entertaining. Same with Bruna Ellen. She's a pretty good stand-up fighter. And I knew these two fighters were going to bring it. When it came down to it, I was rocking with Bruna Ellen in this one, though, when I had to really pick as far as, technical stand-up and just better selections, better choices made. And, yeah, it's a pretty good fight, though. Bruna Ellen, she got the decision win. I think she just stuck to a good game plan of backing Joanne up, landing a good jab. Joanne had her moments with her striking, but she did a lot of clinching in this fight just to kind of slow it down. Like, I think she got maybe like 1 takedown. Yeah, she got like 1 takedown in this fight, but she wasn't really doing any solid work. It was just kind of like trying to hold Bruna Ellen in place to stop the offense. She really wasn't getting too much off throughout this fight, on the ground. The first round right away, Bruna Ellen, she was setting the pace, pumping that jab out. Ilara Joanne, she was swinging those hooks like she usually does. She'll like step in, eyes closed. It's kind of a reckless thing to do. She'll like close her eyes and swing those hooks off and hopefully, she's hoping like those shots will land. So she'll get off a few of those, but as Bruna Ellen was putting that pressure on, she had to try to slow the fight down and just clinch up. It wasn't really anything effective. But whenever Joanne would go back on the back foot, she would let a few combinations go on the back foot, let off some hooks. But Bruna Ellen's pace, I think she was just controlling that pressure, and she was able to get off her own jab and crack Joanne with a couple of left hooks. But Bruna Ellen just staying in her face was a good choice. She was cutting the cage off, putting the right hand to the body, landing low kicks as well, just cornering Joanne. It was kind of a tight round. Joanne was on the back foot, but I think she was landing some decent combinations off of her back foot. She would stop, let some go, make Bruna Ellen reset, but Bruna Ellen was still getting off her own offense. So it was a competitive round, but I would say probably that's the one round that Joanne made the most competitive and probably edged out. Joanne, right away, she was stepping in on that second round again, just letting off these combinations, but not really establishing the jab. And that was her problem. Like, she wasn't jabbing long enough. Like, I know she was the shorter fighter here, but if she would have like stuck the jab to the body, it probably would have, thrown Bruna Ellen's rhythm off. But she was just jabbing short because she was worried about. I think she was worried about Bruna Ellen's jab coming back. She was worried about getting out as well and just staying on the back foot. So she was jabbing short. Ellen just continued to back her up and land those left hooks to the chin. She was finding her range well, just backing her up and cutting the octagon off. Joanne, she wasn't winning the stand-up, so she would try for those level drops, and she did get a takedown this round. She had that top position, but not a lot of damage was being done. So Bruna Ellen was able to, just walk back to the cage. She simply just walked back, just kind of backed herself to the cage and stood back up. And I do disagree with this part, though, as I was doing the fight companion last night when the referee, he decided to break them up, because Joanne wasn't doing much. I mean, she did have head control and she was landing like these little knees to the thigh. But Bruna Ellen, she also had enough leverage to work with the right hand. Like, all she could have done was just kept landing strikes to the side of Joanne's head and just continue to just land those little shots until she could have opened up a cut. But she was like getting frustrated, and she tried to look to the referee to break him up, and he listened. He actually broke him up. So I thought that was a bad choice on her part, where she could have just continued to work in the phone booth and, just done a lot of damage. So to me, there was a lot of leverage to work. But it played out in Ellen's favor, because as soon as he separated, she threw this hard jab down the pipe. And then she just started letting these jabs and hooks go. And she landed this hard left hook combination, then followed up with a jab and dropped Joanne in the round. And I thought it was over, but she was saved by the bell. So, yeah, Bruna Ellen kind of used that to her advantage. The last round, they both came out letting shots go. Joanne knew she needed to finish, I think. She was using that clinch again to slow the pace down, but she wasn't using enough offense. So, again, Bruna Ellen just kind of uses that momentum, slides her off of her, just kind of ragdolls her to the cage, goes back to the center and just starts touching that lead leg again to slow down Joanne to land these punches. Joanne did get like a takedown in the final minute, but again, it wasn't nothing significant. So Ellen, she closed it out strong, looking for that stoppage. So yeah, I think Bruna Ellen won the fight. Could have arguably been 30-27, but yeah, it was probably like 29-28 because yeah, Ilara Joanne probably did land more power shots in the first round. But again, I think Joanne kind of cheated herself in this fight by not taking advantage of these clinches and working more knees to the body and just doing more work on the inside. She had the level of ground. She had the ground level. I think she had the more experience on the ground to me. So I think she should have been taking full advantage of that. Because I said when it came down to Joanne in this fight, she was going to have to probably go to the ground if she wouldn't be able to outstrike Bruna Ellen. But Bruna Ellen, she had better defense on the ground, was able to get back up and just control the pace with her jab and just cut the octagon off and just keep Joanne on the back foot. Usually, Joanne can let those combinations go and get your respect, but in this fight, she really couldn't do that. So yeah, Bruna Ellen won the fight. She beat a number 8. I believe Joanne's number 8, so that should put her in the rankings. So yeah, we'll see what happens from here. Bruna Ellen, I know she's fought Juliana Velasquez before. She's lost, came up short. She's fought Ilara and kind of falling short in that fight. So hopefully she can get back into the mix and just start perfecting her game now, because it's all or nothing. You got to put that work in. Joanne, on the other hand, I think she needs to commit a little bit more. She needs to keep that chin down because she's getting cracked with some hard shots, and she's really getting put on the back foot in these moments. So she's got to use her strength more and commit to her ground game. But yeah, I enjoyed this fight, guys. But I'll be back with another discussion video here real quick. Good opening fight for the ladies. Combo Breaker 99. I'm out. Subscribe. Peace.